Welcome to episode 29 of Talking Shirts. I'm Mike from Hull KR Shirts, and today we're going to take a look at the 2016 charity shirt. So the 2016 charity shirt was done in partnership with the RNLI, and that is to support the lifeboats and all the hard work that those guys do in saving lives on a daily basis. The 2016 charity shirt was designed to it doesn't exactly look like the uniform that the RNLI guys wear, which I've had that confirmed by somebody who does have an association with those guys, but I can kind of see what they're doing with the design. So you've kind of got the blue half at the bottom, which in my mind is a connection to the water. And then the top half, which is the orange and white, that kind of gives me the vibes of what a life jacket would look like. You can think of the orange part being the main body of the life jacket, and then these white parts would generally be the fluorescent parts that would light up if they had light shined on them. So obviously we've got our club crest, and it was manufactured by Fita. So we was with Fita for a few years in the end, and I thought they did some really good shirts, really. Now, this one, the design for me isn't necessarily my favourite, but I appreciate it all the same. And I think with it being a charity shirt, it definitely has a connection in with the RNLI. And I feel like if you're going to have a charity shirt, it shouldn't just be a shirt with a charity on it. It should be something that represents that charity. And for me, this one definitely does that. So swing it around to the side. So this one has the First Utility Super League patch, and this has actually been sublimated in. Now, if you'd seen episode 28, you'll have seen me talking about the competition patches being sublimated, and in this case, this one has been sublimated. So because we was wearing this in just the one game, and it was against Leeds, so the club knew when that was going to be, they were able to actually have this sublimated in. There was no danger of the club being relegated and having to wear a shirt for a full season, because the third shirts normally go into production a little bit after the home and the away shirt. So that's why on these ones it was able to be sublimated in rather than having to apply a heat patch. Things have now changed, and the Super League and Sky do like a heat patch to be applied over if it has been sublimated, because mud doesn't stick to that, so their sponsorship is much easier to see when on television. On to the other side. So here, and if you've seen episode 27, where I covered Will Dagger's 2020 away shirt, you'll have seen that I spoke about this space here being allocated for the Super League, and then the clubs get that back at a later date. So in 2020, the club had the bad Rhino patch on, but during 2016, the club didn't get the option to take the space because it was allocated to Kingston Press Cider. So again, that has been sublimated in, and on some of the other shirts that's actually applied as a patch. So I'll just put some pictures up just so you can see what the differences are. Now, looking around at the back, so this shirt was issued to Chris Clarkson for that fixture against Leeds that I spoke about. If anybody can remember that game, it was such a frustrating game because Rovers played really, really well and probably could have won the game. They gave Leeds a try late on, and straight off the back of it, with 3 minutes to go, we replied, but we still left us behind in the game, and we were so close, but so far off in that game. As I say, this was issued to Clarkson because he didn't play. Unfortunately, he picked up an injury in the weeks prior, and he didn't have the opportunity to line up against his former club. So this shirt was printed up for him ready, but unfortunately he didn't play. But it's still a great shirt, and for me, it's one that I really, really enjoy having within my collection. Chris has done some work with us at Hull KR Shirts. He did an episode of Getting Shirty, so if you haven't seen that, please do check that out. It's definitely something worth checking out. So one thing I did fail to mention at the beginning, but I just want to sort of bring it up now, is, as I've said, it was done in support of the RNLI, and that for me, it's a really, really strong message that's being sent out there. Proud to support lifeboats, and then it's got the RNLI flag at the bottom there, and it's quite sizable as well. So it's in a location where it's really strong. It catches your eye, and it was just something that I wanted to finish on very nicely before we close out this episode. So that's everything for episode 29. Thank you very much for watching once again. Check back in another couple of weeks and I'll be back with another new episode. Bye bye for now.